Previously on Spash's channel.
Family, huh? We're Grant, Matt, we are... Fuck my freaking life! It's going on. It's happening, my dudes. Oh boy! Oh, how is like text game is like pushing me, boy.
And an epic adventure continues.
Dudes and dudettes. I'm so sorry, but I'm so attached to this game. I really want to end it. I wasn't playing to do this like a series though. I was thinking that this is like 10-minute horror game that I will just and then just what is up, Mama Jumbas, and then that is it, blah. But no, that's the third part of this, so smash here if you didn't see the playlist of it. But I really want to see what the fuck is going on here, so let's get back into it. Bang! And I'm really tired. I'm just reading the whole 2 episodes. But I'm really curious what to do now, so let's get back. Danny and I searched the hallways, but didn't find any sign of Becca. This night hadn't turned out at all like I wanted. I didn't even want to come. I felt this cold hum under my skin since the started going wrong. A dull ache. Danny noticed me trembling. Danny and I weren't sure where to go. It felt like we had already checked everywhere that was open to us. The only thing that really made sense was to go to the front office and see if there was a key or something. That way we could get into some of the other rooms that Becca might have found a way to break into from outside. We wandered into the front office. Hopefully there was something inside to give us a way to find Becca. Nothing was sparse. The desk seemed to be in worse condition than the most things in the school. Each one was painfully empty. The dust seemed to settle in a way that I could make the outlines of old computers and papers trace out, like the dust had been there long before anyone left. Perhaps some of these abstract shapes were old pictures of children, spouses, family. It was kind of weird to remember that some of the people from this time were people. Maybe I was the only one who felt like it, but I was going to school here. I always felt like teachers and stuff were robots. Robots programmed to threat me a certain way or teach me something. Kinda weird to picture the whole life they lived outside of this place. "Hey, check it out," said Danny from the other side of the room. It looked like he found something. Hanging on the wall, a key, glinting through the particles and dusty air. I walked over and got a better look. The key was thicker, heavier than my house key. It was brazy and dull from the use. Attached to the key was a label that read "Tiny." The fuck is this label? Tiny? I took the key. Danny and I began to wander the hall, checking the windows set into the doors. We didn't know what else to do, but made a check for life. Any movement within the rooms. It felt like we were doing lap after lap, yet not really finding anything. The halls were familiar already, but we were growing more and more used to the halls of they looked now. As we walked, I felt the shape of a key in my pocket stranger than ever. It seems at very moment I would get used to it in my pocket. It would change again. I felt like the unfamiliar knotting of the inside my stitching of my pants. It had rearranged itself again. Then he spoke out from behind me. "Was this door here last time?" What the fuck? It was a blank wooden door. It seems heavy, but both the grain and the doorknob were pristine. It almost looked like it had never been used before. Then he tried the knob, but it didn't seem to give at all. I inserted the key in the lock. I glided into place with no resistance. I locked the door, but stepped into the room. My god, what is gonna be here? The room was bright, or at least brighter than the rest of the building. The row of windows on the side opposite the door seemed to be near a stream lamp of some sort. You don't believe field or overgrown grass enclosing by woods. It might have been a football soccer field at some point, but due disuse had left, it was nothing in particular. Street lamp, row of windows, field grove, okay, row of windows. I must have confused. This room should be in the center of the building, not on the side. If there were a wall of windows here, it just opened to the other rooms. The window didn't seem to open either. All classroom windows in the school could open, so the rooms didn't get too hot in the summer. This room didn't seem to fit. The room was bright, or at least brighter than the rest of the building. The row of windows on the side opposite the door seemed to be near a street lamp. Okay, I saw that. Street lamp? Wait, that's not right. What is it? When we came in, none of the street lights worked. The parking lot was pitch black. It was weird since all the street lights on the way here we were on. What did this room open to exactly? What was breaky? I noticed an old shaman field faintly contrast the dark woods in the distance. It looked like a person. What? Both Danny and I stepped close to windows. The figure turned to light, gave life to some contours on the face. It's her! Becca was wandering the field alone. Danny and I knocked on the window and shined our flashlights through. She never seemed to notice. She nervously walked towards the side of our vision until she disappeared out of the line of sight. We at least know she was outside now. We decided to head back to the others and let them know where to look. These halls felt cold, and the air seemed switched back and forth. It was almost like the end of the hall was breathing, and we were lodged firmly in the throat. Then he kept turning his head on one way and another, trying to find the source of it. I zipped my jacket tighter. The blowing air managed to pierce the weave of my clothing. It has like the air was touching my skin directly. Maybe I'm naked. Just in jacket and naked. We made our way back to the entrance and explained to the others what's going on. All four of us gathered our things to head out the door. Chris gathered all the counts of Becca's bag and caught up. When we stepped outside, it's clear now, very dark. It was the parking lot. We crept from building face to building face, trying to figure out that field it was she saw. The moon was hidden behind the clouds, only briefly lighting the lawns. Nothing seems to match. After half an hour searching the same spots over and over, Chris and Danny decided to pack up the car. Kevin and I were going to go to the room just to make sure I hadn't misremembered it. We made our way back to the door, the same pristine door, like it hasn't been installed yesterday. I pulled the key from my pocket. The label read chore. What? Tiny chore? So, what the fuck? It's not really just bothering you that it was tiny and now it's chore? Tiny chore, I have to remember it. Inserted the key in the lock, grabbed the handle. It didn't feel like stainless steel from before. This time it felt like freshly brushed teeth. A squeaky clean, smooth feeling, almost like porcelain. My hand would just keep slipping in the shape were different. It was like the fist of a large man. The key went in but refused to turn. I tried it again and again, jiggling the key and trying to get the knob to turn. Won't give. It wouldn't work. I was already taking far too long for a simple check, so Kevin and I made our way back to the car. After we all got in, we made a more loop with the bright sun. We had hopes something would pop out to grab our attention. Nothing did. Chris spoke up once we made it to more or less main road. I'm sure she'll turn up. Maybe she just decided to leave, or we didn't play into her prank the way she wanted. Yeah, that's probably it. She was probably trying to scare us, and we just didn't follow the plan she had. Danny was probably right. I would say he knew her better than anyone. He and I sat in the back seat together. He spent the ride staring at me until I would look at him. He'd go back looking in the window after that. Chris and Kevin had convinced me to stay the night at their place and come back to mine in the morning. I really didn't want Becca crashing on my window or taking out her rage on me for leaving. I just want to be able to relax in a weird way. Tonight had actually kind of brought us closer together. Tomorrow Chris could give me a ride and Becca's car would be gone. What? Then I could sort it out with her and smooth things and just next few weeks. Becca at least told me that for that times I forgave her. But the next day came and her car was still there. In fact, it stayed there until it was finally towed away as part of an investigation. What? That's it? Epilogue. Becca was listed as missing for the some time. Last I heard, there was no leads. In a weird way, I found some closure that St. Mary's Old Middle School did become a haunted location in its own way. It became that weird old school where the same girl disappeared. Chris, Kevin and I all stayed in touch after dealing with the police questioning. None of us heard from Danny, and he might have had something to do with Becca's disappearance. I never found out anything about it though. It didn't take long for me to accept that Becca was never seen again, but it really concerned me. How short a time it took for me to forget about it except in passing. The end. Night in the School is a game by Disappearance. It has like 5 more endings. Something is going on between Tara and Danny. Tara saying the most reasonable person might lead to the best outcome. If things get dangerous, Tara might want someone who's willing to fight. Have Tara act inconsistent and miss the crucial details. Have Tara take the time to talk to Becca and notice the right details. Shit. Shit. I got like the very bad ending, like the worst one. The worst. Bitch, I really want to replay it. I really do. I don't really have much time now. Fuck. I'm really interested in the other endings, but it's 5 of them. So I didn't investigate the Danny's path, like what he has a deal with me. Tara staying with the most reasonable person might lead to the best outcome. Oh, so Danny wasn't like the best person to be leaded on. If things get dangerous, Tara might want someone who's willing to fight. And who is that? Oh, it's like a drama guy. Who's that, Kevin? Yeah, Kevin. I think that Kevin is a drama guy. He's like a really big guy who's like likes to sneak in bars or something. Have Tara act inconsistent and miss the crucial details. So I was inconsistent. I was like really scared, and then I choose like really brave paths. Have Tara take the time to talk to Becca and notice the right details. And maybe should take the cigarette. Like, she was accepting me. She was expecting me not to take it, and if I like take the cigarette of her, she was like, "What the fuck is going on with her?" And she's like, "Just wake up." Fuck. That's sad. That's sad. That's sad. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my playthrough. And as always, we get in the worst endings we can ever ask for. So if you want me to play other 5 endings, like in a short video, like how I did it and what is the ending, just smash that like button, leave a comment down below. Which one do you want me to, more of it, or I will be like full walkthrough in one episode to one of these endings. And yeah, subscribe if you're new, the notification bell to know when my videos go live. I upload every single day. So see you all in the next video. Bye.